What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin on YouTube shit. Hey man, we are Liddy. Entertainment, turn. Tell you two motherfuckers, they check him outside. Big crip in the game, show him outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo. Rest of your thing, it takes that fucker. Each day is going to be a better version of yourself. Never let my breathe down. Always stay back. Never let somebody tell you who you are, but also never put yourself in a position of alone. Let's stay humble. Let's get on revolution on the movement. Keep y'all way first. Come choose Blacc Hebrew Israelite as a real Jew. We out here. Alright. Boom. Tell you two motherfuckers, they straight hitting outside. Big crip in the gang, show him outside shit, man. Gang. Wait, turn up. Nigga, gang, bruh. I want to say, man, it's real funny how the white man, the white woman, the government, cool niggas, Uncle Toms have always been a thorn in real niggas' sides. Every time we go to fight back against what the government or anything that these people try to oppress us, you always got some bozos who tell you to lay down and just take it. Bro, we can't get nowhere just laying down and just being a puppet to the system. We gotta always fight back. You know what I'm saying? We'd rather be gone. And it's like, as we see how the government keep on trying to bring us back to a state that we built ourselves up from, because we was always kings and queens. We got Chicago versus Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's real funny how everything is kind of slowing down in Chicago, or people not taking each other out, and it's like they wasn't around when they was taking each other out, but when everything's slowing down, they want to come through and try to fuck up shit already to put us back in that same chaos. So we got basically Chicago versus Trump. Let's get into this bitch. Shout out to Modern Society. So Trump got a war with Chicago. Shit crazy. They trying to do the same thing that happened with LA.
Man, Trump talking about something Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of what? Nigga, you about to find out why it's called Direct. The fuck? Goofy ass nigga. We ain't scared of this shit.
Goofy ass.
Welcome back to Modern Society.
Dumbass.
Chicago has long stood as a sanctuary city, but that status is now under siege. The Trump administration has launched Operation Midway Blitz, an aggressive ICE initiative based out of Naval Station
Trump
Great
a
Lakes.
goofy ass nigga.
Officially,
y'all caused the crime.
Individuals with criminal
Y'all
records.
plant the seed for the crime.
At its core, it's a direct challenge to the sanctuary policies that have defined the city for decades.
Let's destroy the shit after y'all
escalated
create
to
the
threats
shit.
of deploying the National Guard, an idea many argue could cross constitutional boundaries. The result is citywide anxiety. In neighborhoods like Little Village and Pilsen, families are staying indoors.
That shit crazy.
Cultural celebrations are being canceled, and residents carry
investing in
documents
the structure of Chicago,
bracing for the
and
next
they be like, well, it's the people, but y'all did the whole system to create
raise
shit.
safety concerns and point to rising dangers in their neighborhoods, others remain firmly opposed to these policies, arguing they come at too high a cost. So the question is, are these federal actions a justified response to real public safety concerns? Or are they a politically charged overreach that risks civil rights?
I feel like they trying to cover their ass and blame it on
the Trump
somebody else.
administration stepping up its crackdown on illegal immigration in Chicago. Over the weekend, President Trump posting an AI-generated image of himself with the phrase, "Shipocalypse now." The caption, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning." The president saying he is still considering sending the National Guard there to reduce crime.
This is not only about Mexicans, bitch.
Going straight to that. We're bringing
bringing back law and order to our country.
But Chicago's Democratic mayor is increasingly pushing back, writing the city just experienced record low homicide numbers, making this the safest summer since the 1960s. Today, in a legal victory for the president, a conservative Supreme Court majority loosened restrictions on ICE operations in LA. But in her dissent, liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor writing, "We should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work a low-wage job."
Now you see how other black people be feeling, bitch.
It does not target people based on race.
Things are getting crazy in Chicago now.
You see how other black people be feeling, bitch.
Members are starting to threaten ICE officials and the Trump administration, warning them that if they step foot in Chicago,
It's illegal immigrants gotta go, bitch.
with the gangs of Chicago. But make this make sense to me. On what planet do these gang affiliations even think that these attempts or these threats that they are making to the Trump
told they were trying to
administration
get us
and
black
ICE
niggas out the
agents
paint, nigga.
are going to do
Damn ass you in a
anything
gang,
but
bitch.
the opposite of what they're hoping for. This
They don't give a
administration
fuck
is
if
not
you in
a
a gang, you
pushover.
black
This
nigga. And you got
administration
some
is
power
not
in your voice,
hollow.
nigga. They trying to
This
get your ass out the paint,
administration
nigga.
is not
That's a fact.
Mr. Autopen sitting in the office. This administration will not back down. Did we learn nothing with the riots in Los Angeles? Did we learn nothing with the riots
That don't
in
mean
Oregon?
shit. Just
with the
because they tried
riots
it
in
once don't mean they
Seattle,
get
with
that's
the
gonna happen the
riots
same
that
way.
were taking place in New
Remember, it's
Jersey?
war,
Did
buddy.
we learn nothing? This administration does not govern with a weak arm.
I made a
But
video
y'all
of this
just
yesterday.
racist
That's
ass
going viral.
motherfuckers.
I'm gonna say this one time to the people of Chicago.
Go get the KKK,
YNs,
nigga.
The gangs, all
All
that.
that bullshit, nigga. Y'all ain't doing
Y'all
that.
are playing
Y'all
Grand
working with
Theft
them
Auto,
hoes.
and Trump is playing Call of Duty.
He just fucking niggas up.
Chicago, is you cool?
Y'all don't do nothing to the KKK?
Are y'all serious?
The fuck?
Do y'all really?
All these secret
Jesus
organizations, y'all don't do nothing with them bullshit ass niggas.
Do y'all really
Truckers
think
and shit, bitch.
that y'all can take on the U.S. military?
Hey, they done it before.
The military
The revolution,
overtakes
bitch.
countries, bro. Y'all are a small portion of Chicago, bro. Do you? Hey, y'all talk about y'all got switches, man. If you are proficient in firearms or the Second Amendment or whatever, you understand that having a switch on your whatever, bro, out of that 17-round magazine or whatever, I guarantee
Man,
you,
they can't stop every
You
bullet,
might-
bitch.
you might have 1 or 2
They
hits.
can't stop every
If
bullet,
any.
bitch.
And that's a person that's proficient from like anywhere more than 10 yards away, bro. A switch is so dumb.
Get an
A switch
AR,
is like
Draco, bitch.
a waste of bullets, bro. And y'all thinking because it shoots really fast, bro. Have you ever been around somebody? Bro, I go to the range a lot. Have you ever been around somebody that's really nice with it? Like that's really proficient in the Second Amendment? It looks cartoonish, bro. It looks, and I'm decent. Like I'm 10 times better than all of them, any of them. I guarantee you, I'm 10 times better. And I still am in awe when I look at like guys from the military or anything, bro. That would last, man. That skirmish or whatever would last all of 7 minutes and 30 seconds, bro.
Bruh, it's the whole
So
fucking
ice raid
military, the
started
government, of
last
course,
night in
bitch.
Chicago. We know
But,
Trump
hey,
is
don't
going
mean
to
that
deploy
niggas
the
gonna
National
fight, nigga.
Guard to keep
Shit, nigga,
ICE
y'all been
safe
fucking with
so they
niggas
can actually do their
and,
job
and
because
fucking
there's
niggas
so
over and
many
shit, bitch.
protests
Niggas
going
gonna
on
fight
in
no matter
Chicago
what,
right now.
nigga.
Why
To
would you
death,
not
nigga.
want help with crime? Crime should be a bipartisan issue. It shouldn't be a red versus blue. It should be everyone wants to feel safe where they live.
Nigga, how niggas gonna feel safe when the police can do whatever the fuck they want to? Or the government. Niggas feel safe, nigga.
In Chicago, Illinois.
Now, there's a lot of videos floating around. I've seen videos, they got YNs on rooftops.
Crazy shit.
And all I'm saying is, our military nowadays, it ain't like back in the day.
Well,
You have to understand,
it's different now.
from what
They put billions of our tax money on today
these
for the
soldiers
military.
can't even do 20 push-ups.
Oh, the soldiers?
These soldiers,
They're just fat as
they
fuck,
look
huh?
flimsy.
Flimsy as fuck, bitch. All that weaponry for nothing.
So, all I'm saying is, y'all keep it peaceful.
Now I say, there's some niggas out there to fight
I
back,
don't want to hear
nigga.
nobody got hurt.
Pussy.
And y'all stay your ass in the house, man.
Always something.
The revolution, bitch. They thought they was outnumbered and everything. Nigga won the revolution. Nigga to be free today, bitch. What they talking about, nigga? Crip, nigga. Tell the government think they can do what the fuck they want to.
Standing around.
Fat
Not doing
asses.
shit.
Ain't doing shit, but using our tax money on. Again, it's the foreigners and shit,
Standing
bitch.
around. Not doing shit.
Y'all, the gangs of Chicago are threatening Trump.
Fuck Trump,
and
nigga.
threatening ICE also.
Pussy.
They told them if they step in Chicago, they step
Nigga,
foot in
it
Chicago,
ain't the
they will face
1600s, the
consequences,
1800s,
and
the
they will feel
1700s,
more.
bitch.
Gangs are
Fuck
speaking
y'all
up
think
for
this is,
Chicago.
nigga? We
The
fighting back,
gangs are actually
pussies.
protecting the residents of Chicago. And we're the gangs of all the states, man. Finally, they're doing something right. This is gonna be insane. Insane war is about to come through.
What's up, guys? How y'all day doing so far today? Sir? How y'all day?
Bro, I didn't even think about the YNs messing with the military, bro. National Guard coming in, the YNs are gonna be off, bro, because they already do it to the cops, but trolling the military, YNs trolling the military is about to be crazy content, bro.
Fuck them.
Wow.
No, you're not. You're not a firstborn. You're not from this land. And neither are you. Not from this fucking land. ICE agents are popping up all over Chicago like a fucking game of whack-a-mole, and this reminds me so much of the mass incarceration of Black Americans done by the American government for decades. What do I mean? If you look at these ICE raids, it's mainly men being taken away from their families. And what does that do in our culture? The man is usually the provider. It's usually the protector of a family dynamic. If you take a man and pluck him from his family,
what
does that do? You're not only destabilizing that immediate family unit, you're destabilizing generations of brown families to come. Because now these children are forced to grow up without their father. These homes do not have their provider and their protector. These children are more likely then to commit crimes out of necessity as they get older. These children are more likely to grow up impoverished. These children are more likely to abuse drugs. And then what does that do? That creates unstable adult brown children. That leads to more arrests. It leads to more finger pointing and saying, aha, I told you so. Black and brown people are bad. They're criminals. And this is just systemic. The racism is systemic.
It's a cycle, nigga. They'll go to the motherfucking suburbs and go get them KKK motherfuckers.
This is all I can think about. And this is why I think it's important to be educated on your history, on Black history, on brown history, because in my opinion, if you're a person of color, you should understand how these situations mirror each other. Even if you're not a person of color, I hope you understand how these situations mirror each other.
They're throwing us back into the hole, nigga. They're throwing us into the hole. We come back up, try to make some money on, get some power. Yeah, throw us right back into the hole. That's what the fucking government does, bitch.
And I hope that if you choose to listen to me this long, you will go out of your way to watch documentaries like The 13th, which talks about the mass incarceration of Black Americans in America. I hope you read a book. I hope you ask ChatGPT. I hope that we can have conversations about this. I hope that you guys can tell me what you think. Do you see what I see?
We see it.
Do you see what I see?
Yep.
The officials will help carry out this operation, but some city and state leaders say they don't want it. It's drawn a number of protests even before the promised operation was launched. Here's more of what state leaders are saying.
Zorro.com.
Financing today is not normal. People going out in the street and being snatched from their family members is not normal. Meanwhile, President Trump has not deployed the National Guard to Chicago like we've seen happen in D.C. and Los Angeles.
Chicagoland and ICE are now getting very well acquainted with each other after Trump threatened the city over the weekend and said he was going to show them why it was called the Department
Man, that's
of
some
War. So with that,
bullshit.
at the Naval Base in North Chicago, nearly 1,000 people are protesting that ICE is staying on the base. In downtown Chicago, massive protests and marches have been happening. In Broadview, where there's an illegal ICE detention facility, 200 demonstrators sat on the driveway of the facility blocking ICE from entering and leaving. Volunteers in Little Village are conducting patrols with radios and whistles to alert people if they see ICE. It also appears like some ICE agents in Chicago are wearing Donald Trump pins, which is something that people have pointed to as further proof that ICE is just becoming Trump's private paramilitary group. You know, Chicago is just on edge as they're waiting to see what they're going to be subjected to. And while Trump appeared to be walking back his threats to wage war in Chicago and deploy troops, you had Governor Pritzker skeptical, saying that he hasn't seen Trump's plans change, and as of right now, it's believed that Trump could have the Texas National Guard deployed to Chicago under the command of Texas Governor Greg Abbott, and that Trump will not be federalizing them. Though an action like that has been called highly aggressive, provocative, and an invasion because Texas has no legal authority to be in Illinois nor enforce any kind of laws in Illinois. And generally, people saying that the rhetoric that Trump and DHS have been using in relation to Chicago is currently divorced from the actual actions on the ground. And while everything can turn on a dime, Trump promised tens of thousands of ICE agents, and as of right now, they're only deploying 300 for 45 days. But hey, follow to stay in the loop.
The military can't come to Chicago. I just watched this video of somebody from Chicago talking about the military can't go to Chicago. It's too many YNs there.
Fuck them motherfuckers. Fuck Trump and the government, man. That's all they want to do is stop black niggas.
Y'all think Boondocks is a manga? Because do you know what the fuck the military is? They have shit that you never
fuck
even
them,
seen
nigga. We
before.
always went against the government. We don't give a fuck, nigga. What's that song called? We rather be dead than a slave, nigga. Fuck all that shit.
That AC-130.
The fuck, nigga? You can be a slave, nigga.
Ass clapper 130. The Predator missile comes at the
Y'all
start
can be
of
a
the
slave,
match.
nigga.
Niggas don't
We're
stand
not,
a chance.
nigga. We gon'
Them
fight.
niggas got Aaron Yeager as the founding titan. Are you fucking serious? Talk about they won't go to Chicago. Do you know what the fuck they'll do? They'll get rid of Chicago. They'll make a new Chicago. They don't give a fuck.
That's what they good at. They good at killing black people.
Y'all niggas trip.
If y'all understand what y'all saying, number one, you cannot make a threat on the president of the United States of America. I'm not sure where y'all
nigga, they trying to lock us up and kill us already.
think that this is gonna fly in any shape, capacity, wave,
bunch
or
of
form,
house
but that is
niggas,
not
bro.
the wave, bro. You don't want
A bunch of house niggas. Y'all don't have no fight, no heart. Y'all don't stand for
even if
shit.
it's not
Y'all
a
fall
direct
for
threat, an
anything,
indirect
nigga.
threat, anything that can be taken
That's
as a
all y'all
threat.
do,
That's not what you
nigga.
want to do.
Just kiss the white man's ass.
Y'all
The
really
government,
don't
bitch.
understand that. They're trying to prevent you from killing yourselves.
They ain't trying to prevent
Where's
shit.
Black Lives Matters when you need it? Where's
Nigga, they started the shit. They created the shit. The whole point of it was to destroy us in the first place.
The Roland Martins.
The only reason they trying to stop the shit because they start killing white people. That's the only reason.
On the Kamala
So we
Harris
started
train
getting smart, understand that, hey, we come together and use our power to go against the other races. We can win. They trying to destroy us now.
People in Chicago, I'm not sure if they just wanted affirmation or if they actually wanted
Nigga,
something
throw us back
done.
into the turmoil and
It
kill each
sounds
other.
like they just want money. And that's usually what it comes down to. Politicians have monetized crime. And it's funny because they find money to do a lot of things like rolling out the salt trucks and placing them along the streets, which y'all don't really realize this, but most of Chicago, especially downtown streets, are actually sold off. So Chicago has to rent their streets from a private investor, overseas investor,
all they
even to
want
be
to do
able to
is
do
fuck
certain
us
things,
up.
like parking trucks
Take everything that we
having
got,
parades
throw us
and
back into
blocking
the
off streets and the parking
fucking
meters.
kill each other. That's
Any
all they want us to
revenue
do.
lost has to go directly over there. So, you know, I'm not even really sure if y'all understand the politics of this whole thing. How taxpayers are being finessed into playing the victim role so that Chicago's leaders and legislators can continue to profit and stay in power while at the same time simultaneously running the city.
Yeah, they're killing us. They doing it on purpose to kill us.
You know,
and then they want to do this to make us like we doing some good shit so they can go kill us some.
You have people who you have to drag to the finish line and actually save their lives.
Nigga, the whole government is meant to break up black families, nigga. That's all the government does, nigga.
And warning the president of the United States of America
They give niggas random money on this shit. Keep us in a delusional state
pandemic
of not fighting.
Y'all went in the house and y'all didn't protest a lot of things.
Y'all never got...
This is a message to all of you knucklehead YNs up in Chicago. How you doing? Guess what? The government's coming to lock all of y'all ass
fuck
up.
them, pussies.
That's right.
They always trying to lock
And
us up
I
anyway.
am 100% here for all of that shit. I need to figure out how
Y'all
to
just too busy kissing the government ass, nigga. Like, you ain't the same KKK niggas who killed Black Wall Street, who destroyed a lot of motherfucking places and homes and families, and rest of niggas for nothing.
for me to sit back and binge watch on the weekend.
Y'all create the shit, and then say, oh, that's enough. Let's destroy it and rebuild it over, kill each other again. Nigga, because we start getting smart and learn that if we make money on and come together, we can win. You see how they start doing bullshit? Nigga, they start, the killers start going down. They start coming together. Then they want to fuck it up some more.
Exactly what them motherfuckers do on the first 48. You are going to fucking run. You're going to run and hide. You're going to shoot that fucking gun and take off.
Fuck 12,
and
nigga.
Try and hide and hope you don't get caught for as long as you can get away with it.
See, that's the type of mentality to keep y'all as slave mentality. Y'all ain't got no fighting y'all.
Always do. Every
y'all ain't got no fighting y'all.
Bad, and you hear them sirens, what do?
Don't run.
You fucking run.
Sister. Maybe your goofy ass does.
Goddamn thing.
Maybe your goofy ass.
Shoot that gun you want to.
Big potato head ass nigga.
Please
y'all house ass. Nigga be house niggas, nigga. House slaves, nigga.
Fucking time. I want you to be locked up, motherfucker.
These niggas be house slaves, nigga.
You locked up.
They be house slaves, nigga.
Yeah.
House slave ass nigga.
Awesome. Get your ass out of here.
Thanks for watching and being part of modern society. As we can see, opinion across Illinois is sharply divided. Some citizens are applauding Trump and this initiative,
that's the
convinced
thing, man.
it will make their cities and neighborhoods safer.
The government
at the same time,
want to cause more
organizations and gangs
so
are
they get
openly
more
issuing
money
threats of violence against Trump and the National Guard
so they
if
can
they
make
dare
up
to
some
enter their
threats and hire
streets.
more people.
It's
so
a collision of law and disorder,
and these other places are really gang affiliated,
and the outcome may
destroy
decide more than just safety.
They don't go to the KKK
It may determine
members.
who truly
They don't go
controls
to all these
America's urban
motherfucking racist ass
battlegrounds.
motherfucking people in office.
What do you think?
Or in these suburb
Is this
places,
the restoration
school
of order,
shooters and shit.
or the
Nah, they
spark
go
of
for
even
the
greater
Chicago
chaos?
who get a lot of noise.
Is the Trump administration
when they
taking
start coming
the right
together, they
course by
scared.
pushing such an aggressive move? Or is this a dangerous misstep that could ignite an uprising?
Man, Trump is a bozo,
Share your
nigga.
thoughts in the comments below.
Big bozo.
If you want to help fuel more stories,
now let's show these house slave ass niggas and these racist ass crackers and these peon ass motherfucking bozos how the government been destroying black civilization, and they gonna do it again, and they gonna continue to do it. If you don't have no balls, no nuts, no fucking standard or nothing for yourself, you gonna fall for anything. You ain't gonna fight back or nothing. Niggas be goofy, nigga. You goofy ass slave, nigga.
In the immense complexity
gonna
of
fight
American
back, nigga. We
history,
tired of this bullshit,
there
nigga.
exists a narrative often overshadowed by the successful tales of progress. A narrative that reveals the persistent struggle and great resilience of black families against a backdrop of systemic challenges. Today, we disentangle the dark threads of this history, exploring how the U.S. government, throughout history, has
who
played
try
a
to
role in the
destroy niggas on purpose to get these white people to be strong and shit.
through time that exposes the harsh realities, starting with the plain realization. Black families in the United States have endured a hectic history shaped by policies and events that extend far beyond individual choices.
You gotta take a rocket science, you fucking idiot.
This, in the
They been
aftermath
doing
of the
this shit,
transatlantic
nigga.
slave trade, a large
They
number
create
of
this
African
shit.
families were
They wanna
separated,
fuck us up
their
even more.
connections cut off by forced slavery. The impact of this historical act has been a constant reminder through the centuries, leaving a lasting mark on the black experience in America. The statistics, though powerful, only scratch the surface of the immense human cost of this era, as countless families were forcibly separated, their bonds broken by dehumanizing forces of oppression. As we look into this narrative, it is important to acknowledge the complex nature of pre-slavery African societies. These were vibrant communities with different cultures and thriving family structures. However, the arrival of European colonizers marked a dark turning point, as the institution of slavery was forced on these once independent nations. The upsetting consequences of this historical disruption laid the foundation for the challenges faced by Black families in the United States. Join us as we reveal the untold stories and show the intricate connections between historical policies and their lasting impact on the structure of Black families in America. Historical context. As we journey through the historical records, it is important to lay the foundation of our narrative by looking into the pre-colonial African kingdoms, which stood as bright and diverse societies before the disruption caused by slavery. The vast African continent allowed for civilizations to flourish, each with its unique cultures, traditions, and familiar structures. From the Mali Empire's wealth to the cultured governance of the Kingdom of Axum, pre-colonial Africa was complex with the richness of diverse societies. These civilizations, often overlooked in normal historical narratives, had well-established family structures that played a central role in their diverse societies. Relationship ties were not only crucial for individual well-being, but also formed the backbone of community unity. However, the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade in the 15th century started an era of unmatched human suffering and disruption. What was once a landscape that allowed for stability within the family and cultural richness became a hunting ground for European colonizers seeking to exploit the labor of African people. The impact of this transcontinental trade on human lives is immeasurable, as families were torn apart, communities shattered, and the very essence of African societies transformed. The brutality of the transatlantic slave trade is in the dark part of human history, and it cannot be overlooked. Millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes, subjected to vicious conditions during the risky Middle Passage, and sold into slavery upon arrival in the Americas. Families were torn apart, with spouses, parents, and children forcibly separated, often never to see each other again. This brutal disruption of family bonds left an unforgettable mark on the descendants of those who endured this traumatic experience. Once enslaved, individuals faced dehumanizing conditions that extended beyond the physical brutality of labor. Slavery sought not only to exploit labor, but also to rob individuals of their humanity. Families, considered property rather than kin, were at the mercy of slaveholders who could randomly sell, separate, or brutalize them without consequence. The trauma of slavery continued through generations. The impact of slavery on family structures cannot be overstated. Forced separations, the denial of basic family rights, and the constant threat of violence created an environment where maintaining traditional family structures was a constant struggle. The endurance and resilience of Black families throughout this period,
and that's why we gotta have some real niggas like Herman Tubman, Nat Turner, Freddie Douglass, nigga.
Continue to shape the path of Black family experiences in America.
We got too many house slaves,
The
nigga.
echoes of this historical injustice are rooted in the history of the Black experience in the United States, setting the stage for a complex interaction of historical forces that continue to impact family structures to this day. The Reconstruction Era. As the abolition of slavery started with the Emancipation Proclamation, the immediate effect witnessed both a gain of hope and the beginning of difficult challenges for newly freed Black families. The joy of emancipation was cut short by the harsh reality that freedom, though granted on paper, did not guarantee equality. The struggles faced by these newly liberated individuals were different, ranging from economic marginalization to the persistent threat of violence. With little more than the clothes on their backs, Black families sought to navigate a society that was often hostile and unwelcoming to their newfound freedom. The challenges of emancipation extended beyond the absence of formal enslavement. The lack of resources and support systems left many Black families in hostile situations, struggling to secure the most basic necessities for survival.
The Black man,
economic opportunities were few, and discriminatory practices further marginalized Black individuals, making it difficult to establish stable and prosperous family lives. Yet, within this overwhelming adversity, communities began to make their own path forward. The resilience of newly freed families was a testament to the strong human spirit. Faced with the hard task of rebuilding their lives, Black individuals sought relief and strengthened community bonds. These communities became vital support networks, providing emotional sustenance, economic collaboration, and a shared vision for a better future. The rise of Black communities during the Reconstruction era marked a turning point in the quest for self-independence and self-determination. Despite the difficult challenges, these communities became centers of resilience and resistance. In the face of systemic adversity, Black families pooled their resources and talents, creating a collective strength that exceeded individual struggles. One shining example of such resilience was the concept of Black Wall Street, a symbol of economic prosperity and self-sufficiency. In places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black entrepreneurs and professionals created thriving business districts, defying the racial and economic constraints forced on them by society. These pockets of success demonstrated the potential for Black families to not only survive, but thrive when given the opportunity. However, the prosperity of Black Wall Street and similar communities was tragically short-lived. The devastating events of the Tulsa Race Massacre in 1921, where the thriving Greenwood District was violently attacked and destroyed by a white mob, shattered the dreams of economic independence for many Black families. This brutal event serves as a reminder of the fragility of progress in the face of systemic racism. The Reconstruction era, despite its challenges and setbacks, laid the groundwork for the ongoing struggle for civil rights and equality. The resilience and community building efforts of Black families during this period sowed the seeds of strength and determination that would persist through subsequent generations. Systematic oppression. As the Reconstruction era gave way to the 20th century, the subtle nature of systematic oppression continued to emerge over Black families in the United States. The implementation of Jim Crow laws marked a regressive turn in the nation's history, subjecting Black individuals to legalized segregation and maintaining socioeconomic challenges that have echoed through generations. The Jim Crow era was characterized by the systematization of racial discrimination through a series of laws that enforced racial segregation in public spaces, schools, and various aspects of daily life. These laws not only physically separated Black and white individuals, but also sought to establish a hierarchy that placed Black citizens in a position of being systemically inferior. The impact on Black families was profound. Families found themselves torn apart by the social divisions imposed by segregation. The separation of communities and the creation of inferior facilities for Black citizens not only nurtured an environment of dehumanization, but also disrupted the established structures that had been put in place during the Reconstruction era. Black families faced the constant threat of violence and intimidation, further destabilizing their attempts to establish stable homes and communities. Socioeconomic challenges during the Jim Crow era were linked to the systemic barriers put in place by discriminatory laws. Limited access to quality education, employment opportunities, and fair wages positioned Black families in cycles of poverty. The deliberate exclusion from economic prosperity created a landscape where Black individuals faced systemic difficulties in providing for their families and securing a better future for the next generation. As the 20th century progressed, a new form of systematic oppression emerged: mass imprisonment. The criminal justice system became a tool used disproportionately against Black individuals, leading to the imprisonment of a staggering number of Black men and women. The impact on Black families was vast, as the imprisonment of a family member had far-reaching consequences that extended beyond the individual serving time. The disproportionate impact of the criminal justice system on Black families can be traced to various policies and practices. The implementation of mandatory minimum sentences, often for non-violent offenses, contributed to the expanding prison populations. The so-called war on drugs further worsened the problem, with law enforcement targeting Black communities, leading to higher arrest rates and longer sentences. The consequences of imprisonment rippled through Black families, creating a cycle of
They still
instability.
doing it till today.
Families
We got
face
these
economic
coon ass
hardship
house slave
as
ass
the
niggas.
loss of income
Big
from an
dope
imprisoned
ass
family
niggas,
member
bro.
strain
Fucking
resource.
idiot.
Children experience the trauma of parental absence, with the emotional toll contributing to challenges in education and social development. The stigma associated with imprisonment further continued systemic barriers, making it difficult for individuals to reintegrate into society upon release. The historical context of these eras is crucial for understanding the contemporary challenges faced by Black communities. As we proceed, we must recognize the deep-seated roots of systematic injustice
They going
that
at
have
any
shaped
black
the narrative
person,
of Black
nigga.
family
You don't even have
experiences
to be
in
in
the
the game,
United
nigga. You
States.
just gotta be black,
War on
nigga.
drugs.
And they
The latter
on
half
your
of the 20th
ass.
century witnessed the initiation of
You
a
got any
campaign that
power,
would shape
voice,
the direction
words,
of Black
nigga?
communities
They
in the
taking your
United
ass
States.
out.
The
Simple.
war on
You
drugs.
bringing black people together.
Supposedly
They taking your
declared to
ass
combat
out.
substance abuse,
You telling
this
black people
war
we are
took
more
on a
than just
far more
thugs and
subtle
turn to
nature,
a warrior,
disproportionately
war,
affecting
an
Black
army.
families and
They're taking
continuing
your
cycles
ass
of systemic injustice. The war on drugs, officially
What they wanna
declared
do,
by
bitch?
President Richard Nixon in the early 1970s, emerged during a period of social disruption. Fueled by heightened anti-drug sentiments, the government launched an aggressive
They
campaign to
plant the
eliminate
drugs
drug use,
and then say we did the
primarily
drugs. Nigga,
focusing
y'all
on
planted
illicit
the fucking
substances such
drugs,
as
you
heroin
fucking
and crack
bozo.
cocaine. However, the
And put it
enforcement
to
of
the
drug
government,
policies
the government put it to
disproportionately
the
targeted Black
community.
communities, leading to
Destroyed
devastating
us.
consequences that
Nigga
would
gave
echo
us guns
through
to kill each other.
generations. As we look
Now they
into
say
the
we the problem
impact
because
of
we
the war
started
on drugs,
militarizing and come
it
together
becomes
and
evident
go against
that
the
the
real
goal of
enemy.
curbing
Now
drug
we the
abuse became a
problem.
pretext for the targeted policing of Black neighborhoods.
Ain't no
Law
fucking
enforcement
idiot.
practices,
Nigga, we
often
a real
influenced
nigga
by
around
racial
this bitch.
bias,
Nigga ain't no bozo
resulted
ass
in the
puppet, nigga.
over-policing and
What are you
surveillance
talking
of
about?
Black
Crap.
communities. This had a profound impact on
Dumbass
Black
niggas.
families as individuals faced an increased risk of
Niggas
arrest
stupid.
and imprisonment merely due to their geographical location. The consequences of the war on drugs were particularly harsh on Black family structures. Mass arrests and imprisonments disrupted familial bonds, leaving children without parents and spouses without partners. The destabilization of families had descending effects, contributing to cycles of poverty and marginalization. Moreover, the unintended consequences of a criminal record, restricted employment opportunities, limited access to housing, and the denial of various social services further strained Black families. Mandatory minimum sentences emerged as a cornerstone of the war on drugs, worsening the injustices faced by Black individuals. Enforced for drug offenses, these mandatory minimums impose severe penalties without consideration for the specific circumstances of the case. The rigidity of such sentencing policies affected Black individuals, leading to excessively long prison terms for non-violent offenses. The role of mandatory minimum sentences in continuing injustice is deeply intertwined with sentencing disparities that are spread throughout the criminal justice system. Black individuals consistently receive harsher sentences than their white counterparts for similar offenses, a manifestation of systemic racism within the legal framework. This sentencing disparity not only continues the cycle of mass incarceration, but also inflicts lasting harm on Black families.
Yeah.
The impact of sentencing disparities on Black families is deep and complex. Families face the emotional and psychological toll of seeing their loved ones sentenced to lengthy prison terms. The financial strain of legal battles, coupled with the loss of income from an imprisoned family member, creates economic instability. Children in these families often bear the brunt, experiencing disrupted education, increased risk of involvement in the criminal justice system, and enduring the stigma associated with having an imprisoned family member. As we disentangle the layers of the war on drugs, it becomes apparent that the consequences extend far beyond the stated objective of addressing drug abuse. Instead, it has been a vehicle for the systemic oppression of Black communities and the dismantling of Black family structures. Understanding this historical context is essential for comprehending the complexities of the contemporary challenges faced by Black families in the United States.
Niggas to kill each other.
Join us as we continue to navigate the complex network of historical forces that have shaped the narrative of Black family experiences. Welfare policies. As we navigate the historical landscape of policies impacting Black families in the United States, the area of welfare policies emerges as a critical chapter. Welfare, conceived as a safety net to assist struggling families, has a complex history marked by both well-intentioned initiatives and unintended consequences that disproportionately burden Black families. The roots of welfare policies can be tracked back to the early 20th century, a period marked by economic instability and the Great Depression. The Social Security Act of 1935 laid the foundation for federal welfare programs, seeking to provide financial assistance to those in need. However, the implementation and evolution of these policies over the decades have not been lacking racial biases, contributing to systemic challenges faced by Black families. Welfare policies, while supposedly designed to alleviate poverty, often had unintended consequences that disproportionately affected Black families. The systemic barriers rooted within these policies hindered access for those who needed assistance the most. Discriminatory practices and racial biases in the administration of welfare programs created difficulties for Black individuals seeking support, continuing cycles of economic marginalization. A significant aspect of the challenges faced by Black families within the welfare system is the persistent myth of the welfare queen. This stereotype, popularized during the 1980s, portrayed Black women on welfare as exploiting the system for personal gain. This harmful narrative not only continued racial stereotypes, but also fueled misconceptions about the demographic makeup of welfare recipients.
And more white people will be on welfare than Black people.
Recipients were dismantling the pervasive biases that have shaped public perception and policy. The notion of the welfare queen oversimplifies a complex issue and diverts attention from the systemic barriers that contribute to poverty. In reality, the majority of welfare recipients are white, and the image of the extravagant and lazy welfare recipient is a gross misrepresentation that has had lasting consequences for Black families.
I can't get food stamps. I can't get nothing, bitch. Social Security checks, nothing, bitch. I gotta be out here outside putting work in. I ain't getting shit. They gonna be getting work.
Fueled by racial biases has influenced the shaping of welfare policies. The implementation of stricter eligibility requirements and the reduction of welfare benefits can be directly linked to the continuation of these stereotypes. As a result, Black families, already navigating a landscape of systemic challenges, face additional barriers when seeking assistance. The intersection of welfare policies and racial biases has created a cycle of disadvantage for Black families. The reluctance to address the systemic issues rooted in these policies has continued economic disparities and hindered the ability of Black families to break free from the cycle of poverty. Understanding the historical context of welfare policies is essential for straightening out the complexities of the challenges faced by Black families in accessing support systems. Conclusion. This exploration through historical accounts has uncovered a narrative of great struggle and resilience within Black families in the United States. From the brutality of slavery to the subtle impacts of systemic oppression and discriminatory policies, each historical chapter has left a permanent mark on Black family structures. We have witnessed the disruptions caused by the transatlantic slave trade, the resilience of Black communities during Reconstruction, the socio-economic challenges of the Jim Crow era, and the devastating consequences of the war on drugs and welfare policies. The enduring myth of the welfare queen further exemplifies how stereotypes have shaped policies and continuing cycles of injustice. The lasting impact on Black families cannot be overstated, from economic marginalization to the systemic dismantling of familial bonds. The consequences of historical forces echo through generations. As we reflect on these historical truths, a call to action is required. Engage with the topic, question prevailing narratives, and advocate for policies that promote equity. To deepen your understanding, explore resources that look into the subtle realities of Black family experiences. Together, let us embark on a journey of empathy, education, and activism to promote a more just and equitable future.
Alright, back. So we see right through y'all government, Trump, your system. We got a lot of bozos who kiss the system to get some shit from the system. We got a lot of bozos. But it's some real niggas out here who actually want to fight and actually protect their family and not put us back into the same way we done came from, bruh. Cause like they doing everything they power to make us go back. Like yes, it was a lot of killing in Chicago, but who put all that shit in Chicago? Who fucked up the system even more? Who made it more poverty in that bitch? You know what I'm saying? So it's like they get paid off the jail system, off us going to hospital, off us dying. They get paid off of us. You know what I'm saying? So when they don't get paid, they gotta fuck some shit up. So why not start a whole war with Chicago and get the niggas to start trying to kill each other again? You know what I'm saying? Or just lock them up. So we see through the system. We experienced it. We studied it. We know it. We've been through it. We walked through it, and we gonna continue to fight and keep this revolution alive. We ain't gonna let the government try to stop what we got going. Cause we coming together and building our own army and coming together as people and know who we are as people, the Hebrew Israelites, and winning. But hey, that's how it goes. We gotta fight and not fall for the system. Hood and outside, big crip in the game, that's our shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.